welcome back. So it's been a long time, and I apologize for that. So the good news during that time is I've upgraded my internet connection. It had gotten so bad that I couldn't upload videos anyways, even if I wanted to, because it would probably take about 6 hours to upload a 10-minute video. So I've uploaded just a short little 1-minute video, and it took about 15 seconds, so that's much nicer than the speeds I had before. So, but the last video, which was oh so long ago, we were painting the bottom of the plane. So I have actually done some stuff since then, slowly but surely. But first of all, I want to talk about the inlet. If you remember on the last video, I had some spray areas where the paint had come up, and the gray had kind of gone into the white area. So I fixed all that. I ended up going back over with automotive like pinstriping tape. It was just a little bit more flexible so I could get up around these edges. But you can see I ended up with some nice, real sharp areas there. But I ended up having to mask the gray area off first, and then I went in with an airbrush and painted the white areas back in through this front here, and then I masked off the white, and then I used that same pinstriping and then painted the front, and you can see the result came out a lot better. So just probably a much better idea to actually use that instead of the masking tape. So my bad, you live and you learn. So that's all done. The other thing, so after I painted the bottom, I thought, yeah, I'll go out and give it a couple test runs and test out the brakes and stuff again. Well, I kind of dorked up I broke my landing gear door here, so I've got to get another one. Actually, I just broke the hinges. The door's just fine. So I just need to get some new hinges. And I just haven't gotten a chance to order that yet, or haven't made the time to order that yet. So I also cracked our nose area and had to fix the wood. Yeah, I think I busted out, those used to be circles just to the top left of the magnet there, and so since I busted out one, I had to bust out the other side so it was symmetrical, which OCD. And then I had to fix a little area over here. So got a little bit of damage, even though it hasn't made it up into the air. But anyway, so that's another thing. One more thing, long time ago, and I think I mentioned it in one of the videos, is I dropped this switch in the garage when I was out in the garage doing this stuff, and it managed to hit just right to where this switch, which is actually fallen out now because the little retaining nut or whatever came loose. But anyways, I just didn't trust it, so I took this out, and we've got to put that back in the plane. So that's one more thing that we've got to do. But before we do that, let me show you the bottom, because I've also done a little bit down there. So let me flip it over. Okay, so here's the underside, beautifully painted. Again, our touched up line there, much nicer than it was before. So that's looking good. Looks good all the way back through here. Got our doors painted, and I attached our little dorsal fins here, and that was super easy. So it had those little nubs that were coming out the bottom here. All I did was rough those up, took all the paint off, roughed up the inside of the dorsal fin, and then basically just plopped it right on, and it falls into position. And from the back, it's got the right angle that it's supposed to and everything, and I didn't even have to measure it. I just kind of let them fall as they did. So that was actually really easy. One other addition to the F-16 is, dun, 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 look at that, we've got ourselves a Sidewinder missile. So I'm going to go ahead and make a video for that coming up, probably the next video. I can't do it at night because I have to use a Dremel to cut out the slots for the fins, but and I'll show you how I attach that, but had to break down and actually get those. The F-16 just doesn't look right without a Sidewinder on there. So real quick, let's go ahead and just plop our switches back in there. So I've got to flip it up over one more time, and we'll drop those in. Okay, so we've got our brand spanking new switch here. Focus, there we go. And one mistake I made last time was that I did not mark on our little charging inputs there where the negative and where the positive are. Whoops. There, we're upside down. Alright, anyway, so this time I'm going to go ahead and mark the positive and the negative on here based on the wire. So anyways, let's go ahead and do that. On this side, the negative's down on the bottom. And on this side, it's up at the top. Alright, so now we've got our negatives marked so that we plug everything in just the way it's supposed to be, and now all we need to do is plop this in. And of course I've been messing around with the cockpit, so the cockpit's all inside there, and I'm gonna have to tear all that out in order to get this just right, but for now we're just putting the switch back in. Then we'll use the supplied screws here to go ahead and secure that. Alright, that's beautiful. We'll go ahead and pop our nose cone back on a little bit. You can still see the dirt here from when I dorked it out at the field, but that's okay. Alright, so that's what we've got going on right now. Oh, well, another thing that I did, you're not really going to be able to see it, but so I've gone in and anywhere that needed Loctite, I learned my lesson from before, but like I had an actual elevator just come flopping because I forgot to Loctite the servo arms in the back there. So anyways, I got that, I got all the servos, just anywhere that Loctite was needed, I went in and did that. I also, this I do need to show you, I also made a more permanent connection for the hatch, and this wasn't my first choice, but it works. So I've just got a bolt that goes through, and I made a mount on the inside here. I'll show you. but I just couldn't figure out a way to secure it without just another big nasty latch. So anyways, I put a mounting block in here. I used high sol and just kind of reinforced the areas underneath and everything. And I tapered this one side here so that the hatch would always go on and line up and everything. On the hatch, I still need to put like 2 dowels on either side so that it's more secure on the sides as well. So anyway, so when we get back on the next episode, I think we're going to go ahead and build these sidewinders. And you can see how I mounted them there with the very secure paperclip method there. I just bent them out so it causes friction into those access holes to take the wingtips off. But anyway, so as of right now, they're just static, but we'll show you how to do that on the next episode.